Here we got the Gehl 540. Pretty fun little machine. Got sipe tires on it. Here's our master switch. On, off. We always turn the master off when we're not using it. This is where we check our hydraulic oil right there. And here is our engine oil check. Dipstick. So we'll just take a peek at that guy. We got good engine oil. Here's a coolant reservoir. We don't have many puddles underneath the machine. Be good to start. Kick our key on once. Wait for our glow plug light to go out. If it doesn't start, that means that it's in gear, most likely. Okay, so there's that guy. Here's how you shift gears. Use your parking brake. Parking brake has to be off. You want to wear your seatbelt whenever you're in it, so you don't go through the windshield. And then you shift gears like that, forward, reverse. This is our hydraulic locking plate. We got lights right there, our beacons right there, flashers are right there. I don't want you to run around with your flashers on though, just use your turn signals so people know which way you're going. We got a beacon instead of the flashers. Here's a fan. This may come in actually helpful in the wintertime. If you start fogging up, you can get some good circulation. Got windshield wiper right there, and then this other one is our rear windshield wiper, and then here is our heater. The heater works in it. It doesn't work like 100% for the coldest of days. So when the heater's on, there is a supplementary heater that we installed down here, and that heater is just on whenever the other heater's on. So feel your feet getting warm. It's kicking out of these guys. Okay, well that's pretty much it in here. We'll go hook up to an Artic sectional, and I'll show you how this machine works with one of those. This is one hand. Coupled, but we're not locked. So the first thing I want you to do is make sure that your couplers are actually all the way up. You just hit the unlock button. See, they did settle a little bit. And then hit the lock button. You make sure that both of them are down all the way. And then make sure that it doesn't fall off. And then you can also look and see when you do this that your pins are actually through the face of the coupler. See, both our pins are through, our attachment's locked on, it's not falling off. We are using this machine with a 10-foot light-duty Artic sectional. Excuse me, it's an 8-foot light-duty sectional. with this machine, with this sectional. I'm going to set it on the ground and then tip forward just slightly until it starts to scrape. Okay? If you tip too far forward, then you can see these triangles. You tip too far forward and you're going to damage the plow. You're going to put a bunch of stress on these blocks. So I just want you to set the plow on the ground and tip forward until it just starts to scrape good, and then you know you're in the right position. So if you look here, I could actually tip forward a little bit more. Yeah, that looks about right. So we want this section of the shoes flat on the ground. If it's tipped on its toe, we're way too far forward. And if it's tipped on its heel, we're not tipped forward enough. And then these are these triangles that I was talking about. The idea is to have the moldboard kind of centered up on the triangles. But if you can see this triangle from inside of your machine, then you know that you are tipped too far forward. And what happens if you're tipped too far forward is you put a bunch of stress on these blocks, and we're going to end up breaking blocks, and then your plow will not work like it's supposed to. So this is the right configuration. With the Artic sectionals, we don't want to treat them like bulldozers. That's the main way that people break blocks. So I want you to come into the pile and lift straight up. As soon as this part of your pusher starts touching the pile, you start lifting straight up. And you don't try to push the pile with the plow. You just get the snow to the pile and you lift up. Also, don't curl the plow and try to kind of like push the pile up like this. That's another way that guys break blocks. So don't do that. Just keep the plow straight. Come into your pile, lift up, and you can drive forward as you're lifting up. But as long as we're not ramming into icy piles, we should be okay, and the plow should work like it's supposed to. So that is the Gehl 540 with the Artic sectional.